What you're looking at is the stabilization out of the Hohem iSteady M7 AI tracking motorized gimbal. This is a gimbal designed specifically for smartphones. It has AI tracking. It has a detachable screen that you can use in a number of different situations, which I'll cover in this video. And it's an absolute pleasure to use if you like to shoot video using a smartphone. Now, I've currently got it on AI tracking, so no matter where I move my arm, you can see that the camera is still going to follow me, which is awesome. Before we get into this video, just a quick thank you to Hohem for sending this in for review. I really appreciate it. Just know all thoughts are my own, as per always. And if you're looking for a very versatile gimbal for shooting with a smartphone, this is a really great choice, and I'll talk about why throughout this video. Let's get into it. Including the box here, we get everything we need to get started, including the iSteady M7 gimbal, the advanced AI tracker with fill light, the detachable touchscreen remote controller, a tripod or stand that just connects to the bottom. We get a carry case, which is extremely well made and just makes for transporting the gimbal nice and easy. We get a USB-A to USB-C type charging cable and a USB-C to USB-C cable. There's a quick start guide, a warranty card, and some safety guidelines also included in the box. The USB-A to USB-C is best for charging the unit itself, and the USB-C to USB-C cable, which comes on this little springy cable, is designed to charge your phone from the power output on the top of the gimbal. Setup process is under 30 seconds, so I'm going to show you that from now. So this is the gimbal right here. I'm going to place the phone in the correct orientation. Boom. I'm going to unlock each of the 3 locks, 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to make sure it's kind of balanced, which it is, which is great. And then all I need to do is hit the button here and boom, it will turn on. There it goes. And that's it. That's how fast and easy you can set this up. Now, if you want to do any sort of AI tracking, you can plonk this on the ground or on the car bonnet or whatever, and then have it track you within the scene. And I'll show you that right now. Now, let me show you a couple of the really cool features. So on the top of the gimbal here, we have our AI tracking. And right now it's recording. And I'm not actually getting tracked, but if I do the OK sign like this, it's going to track me in the frame here, which is wild. Now this is an OK gesture, which allows the gimbal to know that I'm ready to be tracked. If I want to stop it, I just do this. The light will go red on the AI tracking, and then we're back to a stationary shot. It's very simple. It's just an easy way of making sure you're in the frame. Secondly, there's a little selfie screen here, which is currently covered up with plastic, and this allows you to see exactly what's going on. So you can see that I'm using the rear cameras on my phone right now, which are the best quality ones, and usually you wouldn't be able to see what's going on. But the screen here remotely connects to the phone, allowing me to see exactly what's going on. And if I want to work at a distance, I can remove it completely. Here's the detachable screen up close. You can see we've got a joystick, we've got a record button, there's also a little zoom lever over here, as well as a mode button and a side function button. If you double tap the side function button, the gimbal will recenter, which is awesome. You can fully control the gimbal using this joystick at a distance, and I'll show you that right now. So let's move it left and right like this, and we'll move it up and we'll move it down. Nice and simple. Maybe the star of the show here is the fact that this little screen also gives you a live preview in color, so you can frame your shots at a distance. I dig it. And again, if I just want to hit record, I can push the button and now I'm recording. There's 3 main gestures for the tracking. OK starts the tracking. You'll see the light go green. Stop stops the tracking, so it'll just be static wherever you leave it. You can also do a double L, which helps you recompose the shot. Another way you can track any object in the frame, whether that's an animal, a tree, or a person, is just by using the detachable reference monitor here. And the cool thing with it is, all I have to do is double tap until I see the green box come up on my body, and it will say AI tracking. And now when I move around inside the frame here, it's going to follow me around, which is phenomenal. Now this opens up a whole world of opportunities for folks who are shooting solo content on their mobiles. It's a really great way of getting dynamic shots that look like someone's actually controlling the camera without it being jerky or second guessing itself. it works really well. Now to cancel the tracking, there's a button on the side over here. All I have to do is double tap it and it's going to stop tracking. Nice and simple. To attach and detach this 1.4-inch touchscreen display here is very simple. All I have to do is push it into place, pull it back out, and the magnets click in nicely. It's not going to accidentally fall out when you move it around, which is great. Just make sure that it is nice and flat when you push it back in. You won't have any issues. There's two really cool features on this that I can dig, especially if you're doing any sort of travel or vlogging work where you need a little bit of extra height. You can go like this, boom, or anywhere in between, right? So that's at its tallest and that's at its shortest, and it doesn't affect the movement of the gimbal whatsoever. So you can have it all the way up to the top like this, move it around, and it feels and responds exactly the same. The second trick that this has is in the scenario mode. So if we go into the menu, hit scenario and go into wide angle, you'll see that the gimbal will shift its orientation, giving me a little bit more space to work with. So if I want to keep it in the shorter position like this, I've got a little bit of an extra wide angled field of view. Here's how it looks now on the wide angle field of view, and I'm just going to run and show you just how stable this is. So if you plan on doing anything crazy like this or following someone who's skateboarding, those are the kind of results you can get. The AI tracking sensor can also be switched in terms of its orientation. So if I want to use the screen side camera here, all I have to do is push these two little orange tabs, turn it around, wait a few seconds, and then I'm ready to go. So you can use it in either orientation, which is awesome. The AI module over here is also home to some lighting effects, which we can turn on to fill out a scene. And we can turn on the lamp just by holding down the button on the wheel over here. And you should still see it show up even on a bright sunny day like this. So it does throw out a little bit of light. Here's how the LED light looks inside the studio here. And as you can see, it looks pretty cool. You can also change the color temperature if you want, anywhere from 2700 Kelvin on the warm side, all the way through to 6500 Kelvin on the cool. The RGB settings can also be set up in this area of the menu, and you can cycle anywhere between 1 and 360 degrees, which is just ramping through the color spectrum. Battery life is rated at 12 hours, but just know if you are charging your phone at the same time as using this, you may experience a different result. I think that's always best case scenario ratings. The M7 gimbal only weighs 629 grams, which makes it portable and lightweight for travel use or for general handheld work. Now the gimbal can hold up to 500 grams, which is quite heavy for a phone. I don't think too many phones are over 500 grams, but if you do have a heavy phone, just wait before you buy this. There's three main operational modes in terms of how the gimbal will operate when you gesture. So by default, it's set to pan follow, which I prefer using. And this basically allows you to go left and right. And as I go up and down, it's going to keep the camera straight, which is the easiest way to get started if you haven't used the gimbal before. Now, if we go over to pan, tilt, follow, this essentially adds in the movement of up and down. Again, it's a more advanced mode. If you're just getting started, just stick to pan, follow, but it still opens up lots of creative shots. The third mode is POV mode, where you can basically move this anywhere and it will follow your gestures. This is something that I wouldn't use for any of my projects, but if you want to give it a shot, you can. The fourth and final mode is a custom mode where you can decide what you want the gimbal to do and what you don't want it to do, thanks to the three toggle switches. Within the menu system, you can fully customize the options like speed for both the joystick and the gimbal, along with plenty of other settings, which will be too long to go into in this video. The wheel on the right-hand side over here has various functions that you can map to it. Now, by default, it's set to focus, which is a manual focus pull, but you can change it to tilt, roll, pan, CCT, or RGB, which are some of the light settings. If you're into shooting panoramas or time-lapse shots, inside the scenario tab is where you'll find those options. Let me share with you how easy it is to switch from landscape mode in this orientation to vertical mode. So if you're going to be streaming on, say, Instagram, for example, you can flip it over vertically, or if you just want to film that way, you can flip it again, and you're back to where you started. Now let's cover the app, because there's a few things about it that I was really impressed by. There's plenty of cool color profiles to choose from, which instantly grade your footage without any sort of post-production. And what you're looking at on screen is the one labeled as California. You can also do everything from setting manual focus in the app, along with grid lines for help framing your shot, or even change the aspect ratio of your shot altogether. There's a dedicated photo, panorama, time-lapse, and video menu, along with the live option where you can stream directly to the web via RTMP. The manual focus control feature is pretty handy for folks with a little bit of experience, but I did find it tricky to pull focus without any sort of focus peaking. And I would love to see that added to the Hohem Joy app. It would make manually focusing a whole lot easier. All right, let's wrap this up. I'm gonna give you my final thoughts here on this gimbal. So if it wasn't blatantly obvious, I really like it. The iSteady 9.0 stabilization is fantastic. It's nice and quick to set up. We get excellent battery life. But the stars of the show here are the fact that we get really usable AI tracking. We get this detachable selfie screen and reference monitor built into it, which is awesome. And just all of the features you would expect from a gimbal, and then more. I wasn't expecting this. Build quality wise, it feels great. It's nice and light. And I would have no problems recommending this for a solo content creator or someone who wants to get really stable travel footage. Maybe my only critique with this, if you leave the dial here set to manual focus, it's a little bit hard to pull focus without focus peaking. So I'd love to see that added to the app. But overall, this has performed really well. Once I got my head around how to use it, it's so fast and easy to set up. And that's what I really like about it. I think they've done a really great job. I'm gonna put this in the best of 2025 for the products I've reviewed this year. I don't have too many complaints. If you have any comments or questions, or if I missed something and I can help you out, let us know in the comment section, and I will catch you on the next video. See ya.